GWC, welcome to Great Strides 7, where everything started answering back. GWC, this one is different. Not because it was easy, not because everything went perfect, but because for the first time, everything started responding at the same time. Let's go deeper than the surface. We talk a lot in here about discipline, structure, faith, systems, generational wealth, but understand this. None of those things pay you immediately. They require consistency without applause, effort without guarantees, belief without evidence. Generational wealth principle number 1. What you consistently put into the world eventually returns to you. Not always how you expect, not always when you expect, but when it comes back structured. But before anything started answering back, there was resistance. When I first started robotics therapy, both of my therapists believed I would only be coming in just to take therapy, not to progress beyond it, not to build towards something bigger. In fact, they were discouraging. They said it would be difficult to get approved. They had never seen an MS patient be successful with it. Only one person with MS had tried, and they had too much spasticity and failed. Let that sit for a second. Before the progress, before the steps, before the recognition, the expectation was limitation. And I'm going to be honest with you, that hit, because the only reason I was going was to get an exoskeleton for home. That was the goal from day one. And hearing that, it made it feel like the 45-minute drive, twice a week, the effort, might not lead anywhere close to what I envisioned. There was a moment where I felt like quitting. Not publicly, not loudly, but internally, it was real. But this is where systems matter. My wife, Dr. Shannon Stewart, was my anchor, and I made a decision. I'm not just going to participate, I'm going to prove something. Not out of ego, but out of belief. I set out to do two things. Prove to myself what was possible. Make them believe what I already believed. Go back to Great Strides 5. My wife interviews me before the Great Strides video concept existed. If you watch closely, starting at 2 minutes 33 seconds into the video, you can see it. The sadness, the uncertainty, the look of, maybe they're right. Because at that point, I wasn't able to do much. Only 200 steps? But something else was there too. Even in that moment, the system was being built. Then look at each video after Great Strides 1. You'll see it. Not all at once, but gradually. A little more positivity, a little more energy, a little more belief, a little more fight. That's how real transformation happens. Not in one moment, but in stacked decisions over time. Generational wealth principle number 2. The system is built long before the results appear. Now fast forward to today. Everything that once felt uncertain started answering back. Rotary recognition. My Rotary Club nominated and awarded me the Distinguished Rotarian Award. Not just local recognition. This goes into the Rotary International Database. That means documented, recorded, permanent. Leadership pipeline. Then something else happened. Because they've been watching, my journey with the exoskeleton, my consistency, the turkey farm project, the ability to execute under pressure, I was nominated to become president for 2028 to 2029. Let that sink in. Not today, not rushed. Structured succession, 2026 to 2027. Patty, 2027 to 2028. Mark, 2028 to 2029. Me. GWC translation. That's not hype. That's trust built over time being recognized. Now let's talk about the exoskeleton. This is where it gets real. At the most recent robotics session, we spent the majority of the time outside. Not controlled, not predictable, real terrain. The conditions. Heat draining my energy immediately. Sloped sidewalks I never noticed before. Steep ramps, uneven surfaces, intersection bumps catching my toes, and this time, MS showed up. This wasn't GS6. This time, MS fatigue came front and center, and it forced a realization. The equipment is there to do the job. Read that again. Not, I have to do everything myself, but I have support and I need to use it. Generational wealth principle number 3. The strongest systems are not built on doing everything alone, but on knowing what to rely on when pressure hits. But I still pushed, even with fatigue, heat, resistance, over 1,000 steps, and something changed again. I could feel the grade in the sidewalk, the difference in elevation, the resistance in the terrain, things I didn't even recognize before. Translation: awareness increased, control increased, capability increased. And then came the moment, after all of that work, after the fatigue, after the pressure, they handed my wife the Exo Indigo user manual, a log into the system and app interface. Understand what that means. We are no longer just testing, observing, hoping. We are moving toward ownership, generational wealth. Principle number 4. When systems trust you, access increases. Now let's talk about the next generation, because this is where legacy becomes real. My kids were offered and accepted into Ryukyu Kobudo Teshinkan, Okinawa, Japan. This is not casual. This is lineage, structure, discipline, tradition. What it means: eligible for black belt testing in about 3 years, weapons training, international recognition, and even here, there's a process. It will take months for passport book recognition, paperwork traveling to Okinawa and back. Translation: nothing real is instant. Everything meaningful is structured, processed, earned. Now step back and look at the full picture. At the same time, rotary recognition, leadership pipeline established, exoskeleton access increased, physical capability expanding, kids entering international lineage. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. Let's connect this to you. Don't skip this part. If you're building wealth, a trust, a legacy, a business, a better version of yourself, you will go through a season where nothing seems to be happening. But what's really happening is systems are forming, discipline is being tested, character is being built, structure is being observed. And then one day, everything doesn't explode, it responds. So the GWC takeaway is, when you consistently put the right energy, discipline, and structure into the world starts answering back. My final thought: I didn't chase recognition, leadership, access. I focused on showing up, executing, building systems, staying aligned, and now everything is starting to respond. GWC, this isn't luck. This is alignment under pressure, and we're just getting started.